This is Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, and you're watching The Concert Cruiser with my friend, Justin Sprower.
What's up, nation? This is the Concert Cruiser, and I am back with my dear friend, Mr. Ari Lehman. Ari, it's really great to see you again.
Justin?
I'm doing excellent now that I moved back home to Florida.
Oh, Florida's nice, especially for us Chicagoans who are down here for a bit of the warm sunshine.
Now,
It's always good to see your warm, sunny smile, too.
Isn't it? Now, you had just finished your second album, Heed My Warning. How's the fans' response to that been?
The fans' response has been fantastic. Also, we got critical acclaim. Uber Rock magazine, who's one of my favorite, that's from UK, and there's a writer critic there named Gaz, and he's pretty tough on bands, but he said he felt that First Jason has created a thinking man's horror rock.
Really?
Yes, and he said he feels that Heed My Warning, although it's different, and, you know, I'm obviously experimenting, he said, it's frighteningly good.
Man, that was quite the compliment. Now, what do you actually have outlined for your third album that's currently in the works?
Thank you for asking about that, Justin. It's a new album. It takes its title from one of the lines in Friday the 13th, where Annie, who's actually sitting right here next to me, that's played by Robbie Morgan, says to Enos, the truck driver, that was played by Rex Everhart, she says, "You're just an American original." And he's like, "Oh, you're just an American original." So I decided to call it First Jason American Original. And there's going to be a new territory is going to be experimented with, and in the sense that we've usually been doing a punk metal horror rock kind of sound, but now we're going to go, you know, we've traveled across this country, as you know. I've worked with you in New York State, and now we're here in Florida. And First Jason goes all over the country. So we've had so many great experiences with so many people across the country. And we want to kind of chronicle that and record that and talk about our experiences, you know. And so that's why we're calling it American Original. So it kind of has music that's more like gut bucket rock, like funky rock music, you know, that kind of style.
That sounds awesome.
One of the songs is called Melodrama of the Modern Age. So it takes a little bit of a philosophical outlook, but I don't take sides, you know, we just ask those deep questions.
Just asking questions, yeah. So would you say your music actually connects to an actual concert-going crowd and not just convention folks?
Well, yes. Yes, actually, definitely. I mean, right now we're doing about 3 or 4 concerts for every convention, or maybe 5, because we just have so much fun. We play in so many just little bars and great venues and clubs where they're so happy to see us, and we do like a night where it's like a horror night, and I do signings. We have the local horror rock bands and the local horror hosts, and it just makes it so much fun. And we've been doing more of those. And what I found, I think right now, people are very open to listening to bands, going out and hearing more live bands. Maybe they're a little tired of sitting around the computer at work and at home and for entertainment. So they come out, they only pay, you know, 10, 12 bucks. They see 3 or 4 bands. They get right in there, they get sweat on. Maybe they have a good time. They might not even leave alone. You never know. A rock show has many possibilities, but we're doing really well there. And then we get to do the signing and everything at the same time. So that's a lot of fun. The concert crowd is really been open-hearted to First Jason.
Now, you also just had your first fan-funded music video for Heed My Warning. How was the process of that going? Because you actually didn't go through Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
That's right.
You did it all yourself. How was the process of that like?
That's a good question. Actually, Heed My Warning is the second video we did like that.
Oh,
the first one is Victim, the song Victim, starring Jeff Wickedbeard Cochran as Jason. And, well, I'll tell you, the process was so much fun, and we got so much support and moral support and just just musical support. So many people helping us with creativity and their own presence and just being there. In the long run, though, I think it ended up being more fun, you know, for everybody than maybe a super productive, you know, music video project. As you know, production of a video or a program, as you're well familiar with, there's a lot of attention to detail. But what I wanted to do is make sure everybody who was a part of it got in there. Of course, what we said to our fans was, you help us make this video and you will get killed by Jason Voorhees on screen. So you know people love that.
Oh, I'll bet. I certainly would have liked that.
Yes.
Now,
It's good. It worked well. And as I say, Jeff Wicked Beard Cochran played Jason in Victim. And in the second one, Heed My Warning, okay, that was Nathan Barker as Jason. And we shot that one at the Bartonville State Asylum in Peoria, Illinois.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And you also told me that you actually have a few more of those fan-funded projects coming up, right?
Well, you know what we've decided to do is to actually include the fans on the American Original Project.
Oh, wow.
Because that's going to be not only an album, it's also going to have a book that goes with it, which chronicles our trips. And, you know, you'll probably be even in that book. We want everybody to have their picture in that book, and everybody who's taken the time to interview first Jason and been so kind as to have us in their club and at their events. And we're going to make sure everybody is mentioned and everybody's chronicled. But also, it's going to have, you know, views of my own about Friday the 13th, about horror, about metal, about rock. And then also just anecdotes, and, you know, it's kind of a coffee table Friday the 13th book, you could say.
Now, seeing as you're actually the very first Jason Voorhees,
Indeed.
Would you ever like to have one of the other Jasons come in to do a guest spot on your album?
Well, sure. I mean, you mean like a voice or voiceover or something?
Yeah, like a voiceover, maybe a few notes there or a line.
Yeah. Well, I would totally welcome that. They could come and sing back up for me, man. That would be the greatest thing. But you know what we've got in the United States? We're not the only Jason-inspired band, it turns out.
Are you serious?
There's a band called the Jasons, and they all wear different hockey masks. And there's a band called Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh yeah, we saw them up at in Broadway Joe's in Buffalo.
Rock, yeah, upstate New York band. And they're great, you know. And I think everybody loves to riff on that theme, and you know, so I'm happy. Maybe we'll have a big Jason Rock Fest at some point with everybody. But we're supposed to be playing with the Jasons in South Carolina coming up soon.
All right, thank you so much. It was great seeing you again. All right, until next time.
Yes, concert cruiser.
Until next time, I'll see you backstage.